Right now, right now. 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 Oh, I got a real good feeling.
We try to bring you high-quality educational and informational content every single day. Why do you think the price is having such an anemic time? The news story of the hour. Jump onto the chart. Is this the beginning of a massive financial unraveling? We got to add a little addendum to the show map today. So we start here on the daily. Now, we've been looking at the RSI on Bitcoin's daily chart for the last several days. Well, it's been increasing over the last 50 years since the beginning. The government has been bigger. Hey guys, what's going on? Jeb here, and welcome back to Coffee and Crypto Live. This is your week daily morning show where we bring you the latest and everything Bitcoin and cryptocurrency. And in today's video, we are going to be talking about the massive rally that is coming to Bitcoin not long from now. But as you know, starting a week ago today, last Monday, we began talking about how there would be a correction on Bitcoin. Around Thursday of last week, that correction began after setting a new all-time high at $73,000. Bitcoin would drop $6,000, roughly 10%, down to its current trading range in the $67,000 range. Pretty much the entire cryptocurrency market right now, other than Solana and its meme coins, is under a nice, very healthy consolidation and corrective movement. Solana, on the other hand, has absolutely moonshot, rallying back to well over $200 and reaching massive new all-time highs on market capitalization. It is pushing up towards the 12-figure, $100 billion, cent-a-billion dollar mark. Almost more valuable than Elon Musk's net worth. Guys, there is a huge bull market coming in the next 9 months, and the purpose of this stream is to teach you guys how to be sovereign over your finances, to have systems and structures in place to make the most of the money that is going to be coming your way, to help you to invest properly and profitably so that you will have the most prosperity coming into this next season. Let's go ahead and read some chat, and then we're going to dive right on into it. Guys, we got a lot to talk about, so let's not dilly-dally. Papa Smurf coming in. The blue man himself is coming in first today with the market report. Said BTC cooled down on the daily. Weekly charts are still overheated. However, Bitcoin can hang in overbought on the weekly for a long while. That's right, it sure can. It has done it before. I've watched it many times. For any of you guys who may be new to the stream, my name is Jeb McAfee. I've been working in the cryptocurrency space for going on 7 years now. Here in a few months, it'll be 7 years since I've been in crypto. And it's really funny because if you even look at the charts that go back the farthest on Bitcoin and you draw a circle around where I got into crypto, there's more time after that than there is before that. I've been here for over half of the charted history of Bitcoin. And so I've seen my fair share of bull markets and bear markets. And in my, I would say, expert opinion, I do believe that Bitcoin has some correction and consolidation to do before the next stage, but there's going to be a massive bull market coming very soon. All right, Christina Orozco said, hola, ¿cómo está? You are awesome, said good morning, Jeb. You are awesome as well. RJ's in chat. Joe Bollier, Chance Nelson, Ishmael Elizondo is in chat. Jason Berry, Marley 123rd, Micah Mann is in chat. It's 420 Wood. Philly Skills 1428, Cosmin B. Corpanaro is in chat. Jason Core. Bill's Mafia is in chat. Crypto Surge, Sweet Ben a Bear, Micah Man again, and everybody else. Said still a black screen at the beginning. Guys, we got to give a shot. We got to give at least a fighting chance to the other crypto live streams out there, guys. I mean, come on. That's why we haven't updated the intro. No, we just haven't gotten to it, guys. We're building so many just awesome things behind the scenes. I'm going to be honest, I do want to get a new intro set up and everything, but we've got so much really cool stuff we're working on. I do need to do it. I'll just take it on the chin. We got to get that changed. Anyway, appreciate all of you guys for tuning in. Let's get started. Let's jump on over to CoinMarketCap and see that Solana is taking charge right now. In the last 7 days, it is up 38%. All of our Solana holders out there, rejoice. After Bitcoin and Ethereum, Solana is our biggest holding and biggest position. That's not just because of the rally. I put a very large investment into Solana down around $80. And I'm very excited about that being up about 150%. Part of the reason that Solana is flying right now is because of a new meme coin. It's not very new, but it is somewhat new, called the Book of Meme, also known as BOEM. This meme coin, well, I said not very new, but actually it is. Excuse me, I was confusing it with something else. This came out about 4 days ago. And it's already worth $700 million. Welcome to the bull market for anybody who is new here. That's kind of how it goes. You launch, 2 days later, you're worth $1.5 billion. I think that might be the fastest that you have ever seen in cryptocurrency go straight to $1 billion in the history of the market. I can't prove that, but the Book of Meme launched and absolutely moonshot. As you can see, it's already on Binance, Radium, Gate.io, Bybit, BitGet, absolutely nuts. Hemule is another coin that I wanted to mention. Now, this isn't on Solana, but Hemule is one that people have been pretty excited about. It's dropped a lot. So if you want to get a moon bag in Hemule, it very well may do something. We'll see. Please don't put more than like 0.1% into one tiny little meme coin at rank number 2,500. But there is possible moon territory here on Hemule. But, of course, we're not all about meme coins. But the thing is, meme coins are starting to really come into the conversation. Because, you see, whenever you go into a bull market, something that you see happen is that the altcoins follow Bitcoin. So Bitcoin leads the charge. And then from the profits that people generate from their Bitcoin, they sell the Bitcoin, pay the taxes, take the profits, roll it into the alts, and then the alts go on a rally. I'm talking about the medium caps. These are the quote-unquote growth stocks, if you will. And then from there, people take profits out of their Solanas and out of their Cardanos and out of their Ethereums, and they roll it into the smaller cap coins. But that third wave where they've gotten out of Bitcoin, they've gotten out of the big cap alts, they move money into the meme coins. And meme coins just go absolutely nuts. And I think you're going to see that happen with Doge and Sheeb and a few others. And we don't know exactly which ones they're going to be. There's a lot of them out there, so it's hard to pick them correctly. But Dogecoin is nowhere near market cap all-time high. It's probably going to go back to market cap all-time high, just to be totally honest with you. Sheeb is a little bit closer to market cap all-time high, as you can see, but it's still pretty far away on its own right. I'm not saying you should put more than 1% of your portfolio, 1% of your crypto portfolio, not investment portfolio to be clear, but 1% of crypto portfolio. I would not put more than 1% a week or 1% in total, however you want to phrase that. But I think it is a good idea to hold a little bit of them, because while there's no architectural value, if you will, to these coins, and I know they're trying to build this and they're trying to build that, let's just be brutally honest. They are very simple chains that are funny. That is why people buy them. Okay, we can talk about all the things they're building all you want, but it's going to take a lot for you to convince me that Sheeb or Dogecoin have a lot of utility. They have some utility. It's going to take a lot to convince me that they have enough that that's why you should buy them and that's why they should be worth $20 billion. They're worth $20 and $16 billion because they're funny. And you know what? Humor is valuable. That's why people make money being comedians. So, will there be a rally on Doge, Sheeb, and some other meme coins? Almost certainly. So it's not a bad idea to put a little bit in there, but please don't bet the farm on them, and that should be icing, not the actual cake itself. However, Solana did pass Binance over the last week, rallying up to, as I said, nearly $100 billion. Solana very well may take, and probably will, take rank number 3 position, beating Tether at some point in the near future. Solana has now broken previous all-time high on market capitalization by a country mile. We see that all-time high back in 2021 was $78 billion. We have now rallied to 90. So we are very much into blue sky breakout territory. And if we jump on over to DeFi Llama, you're going to see that Solana has a lot of network activity going on. We've got almost $100 billion of total value locked across the industry. That has more than doubled in just the last 6 months, and a vast majority, not a vast majority, but a massive rally in its own right has come to Solana in just the last 6 months. That the industry's TVL has doubled, Solana's TVL has 10x'd from 400 million USD, moonshotting right now to $4 billion, $4.3 billion in total value locked. That's coming from all kinds of different places. Marinade has a lot of the TVL. Jito has a lot of it. Camino does as well. Somebody's been watching Star Wars. Radium having about $500 million in TVL in its own right. And this is just going to continue going up and up and up. Part of the reason that Solana is doing so well is because of its Rust programming language, which is arguably one of the most comprehensive, probably the most complicated, but one of the most powerful programming languages for a layer 1 blockchain in the entire industry. And especially with the Solana update that came out recently, where you can much more easily port Ethereum blockchains on over to Solana, Solana will probably go to $20 or $30 billion in TVL in this bull market. It could 10x from here again. And what that's going to do to its price is absolutely ridiculous. We've been making predictions this bull market, the Solana will go to between $600 and $800. Many people have doubted me on that, but to be honest with you, I think I might be on the more conservative side of that. There are people predicting a $1,200 Solana, and to be honest with you, I could totally see it. So, with all of that in mind, oh, and one more thing. Over here on DeFi Llama, all of these protocols are built first and foremost on Solana. Look at how many of them say one chain. You notice that? Like, literally, I think literally all of them except Lido. Lido jumped on over to Solana, but it started on Ethereum. I think they did that through the Solang update. But it's just getting started. All of these projects that are doing very well on Solana, they're all Solana specific, which means that all of them are growing rapidly. Marinade, for example, here. Take a look at its TVL. It's one of the big, it's one of the projects that's really adding a lot of TVL to Solana. 6 months ago, it was at 120 million. Now it's at 2 billion. Okay, these projects are what are sending Solana to the upside. Its activity on chain is absolutely insane. So, what does that mean? It means that you're going to see a large rally on Solana because one of the biggest things that drives the price action of a layer 1 blockchain are its layer 2s that are built on top of it. So if you're a Solana investor, I am not giving you a sell signal yet. I am going to tell you that you're getting out of good buying territory because you're starting to get into much more risky territory when you're in all-time high. When you're in uncharted territory, just by very nature, it is more dangerous. So you're getting, just to be straight with you, you're getting kind of bad buys right now. If you're buying at 200, at least compared to what you were getting, but it's still going to be you're still likely going to make quite a bit of money. It's just more risk. Tom Crown coming in, chat. Tom, my friend, happy St. Paddy's Day, my friend. I saw your tweet. Shout out to you. I did not know you had Irish in you. That is really cool. Shout out to Tom Crown, guys. Has he hit 100K yet? Let's see. We got to see it. He's racing Bitcoin to $100,000. I think he's going to win. Let's see if he's at 100K yet. Oh, he's so close. Guys, this stream, we've got to get him to 100,000 subscribers. He's at 99,800. If half of the people watching this go subscribe to Tom Crown, he will get to 100,000 subscribers on stream, and Tom will be forever in my debt because he will have to say, we got to 100K because Jeb's stream pushed it to him. So go make sure that he's forever in our... No, I'm just kidding. I'm joking. Tom, you earned it. I don't get any credit for that, man. You've been working on this for golly. How long has he been on? Goodness, he's been doing YouTube for like 8 years. December 2nd, 2017. So he started his channel just 3 weeks after ours. He's got 1,100 videos on here. Man, he's earned it. Go subscribe. He's so close. So close. You can do it. Go subscribe. He also likes Lux Algo. That's how you know he's a good chartist. So go subscribe to Tom Crown. Let's see if we can't get him to over 100,000 subscribers today, the day after St. Paddy's Day. That would be your 4-leaf clover, my friend. He said, you're the man, brother. There we go. Love it. All right, let's read a little bit of chat. Then we're going to let you know about today's sponsor, and then we are going to keep on going. He said, today, brother, 100K. Come on, Tom. You can do it, man. Mine's getting... You can do it. It's coming in the mail pretty soon. Say, Tom Crown right there for passing 100K subscribers. So, you can do it, my friend. It looks real good. I tell you what, it looks good on a shelf. Looks good on a shelf. You're going to have your own here in a minute. All right. Let's read some chat. Tom Crown is in chat, obviously. Let's see. Shadrach Frost in chat said, hey, everyone, let's hit the like button now. It only takes a second and truly supports this channel. It really does. Let's show Jeb some love and appreciation for all he brings to us every day. Thank you so much, Shadrach. Guys, let's hit the like button. Let's see if we can't get to 250 likes. Really appreciate all of that. Is Bitcoin a good stock? Bitcoin's not a stock, but I'd say it's a good investment, especially if you're going to hold it for 10 years. If you're buying it now, you kind of need to pay attention to it. If you're trying to buy it and sell it in the next 12, 18 months, you need to pay quite a bit of attention to it. Excuse me. But I still think it's a good project. It's a good project, obviously. We're talking about Bitcoin here. Bitcoin is a great long-term store of value. All right, guys, I do want to let you know that today's stream is brought to you in part by none other than Blowfin. And there is a reason why their slogan is where whales are made. And that's because they've got every single tool that you need to succeed in the cryptocurrency space. The first and foremost thing I want to mention is that they are custodied by Fireblocks. If you don't know who Fireblocks are, they are the Fort Knox of cryptocurrency. They do custody for they do custody for the platforms that care about their custody. Let me put it that way. They are industry-leading security providers for blockchain custody, for cryptocurrency custody, and they do the custody for Blowfin. That's a big step point in favor of Blowfin. Also, they have futures trading, and if you do leverage, first of all, please be very careful and make sure you have the experience to do leverage trading, but they are a great leverage trading platform. They've got all the tools you need. You can also put it on dark mode, so it looks a lot better. Looks way better on the eyes. Copy trading. Come on, let's get a 1 in chat for that. Any website that has a dark mode, you know they know what they're doing. They've also got copy trading over here. A lot of you guys have made a lot of money from copy trading because the copy traders are out here making 137%, 566% in 7 days. If you copy them, you can go right alongside them and make those kind of gains. Sign up for Blowfin with the link in the description box down below. And when you sign up for the next 3 days, every time you trade $50,000 of volume, you get to spin the wheel and you get to actually make something. You get to either get $5 of USDT, a bonus, 10 USDT bonus, a 15 USDT bonus, a 20 USDT bonus, a 100 USDT bonus. You can win an iPhone 15 or even an Apple Vision Pro. This thing's worth like over $1,000. So every time you do $50,000 of trading volume, which is actually not that much, especially for you leverage traders out there, you get to spin the wheel and hit the go button and it'll spin. And then 6 out of 7 slots will get you something. There's a good luck next time. But 6 out of 7 of the slots, you will win something. So for the next 3 days, make sure that you go and trade on Blowfin, and I will stick this link in the description for all of you guys who have signed up so you can see it. But go trade on Blowfin, and I'm going to put that in the description. I meant to do that earlier. There we go. Make sure you go trade on Blowfin. Go get some free money. Love it. All right, guys. I'm going to check Tom Crown's subscribers real quick. Let's see if it's changed. Ah, we got him some. 99.1. We got a come on. We just need less than 100 subscribers. Tom, you better have that. Tom, you listening? I'm going to tell you what to do. This is what you need to do. Tom, I hope you hear this. Go over here. Go to YouTube Studio. I'm going to show Tom. I want you to go and record while you're doing this. Okay. Tom, you know where to see the live subscriber count. You got to go right here. You can't see it. You can't see the actual number ever since PewDiePie and T-Series got into a war a few years ago, but you can see it on the back end. Come here to this, watch it live, and press record and upload it. Upload the moment you cross 100K. Man, I wish I had done that. I think I was asleep when I crossed 100K. You will be so glad you did. Anyway, let's keep moving here, guys. On Bitcoin, we are having a corrective movement. We talked a week ago about how we were likely going to see a corrective movement. We had the uptrending, ascending wedge. The highs were increasing slower than the lows, which generally means that you've got about a 60% chance of breaking to the downside. We triple topped at $73,000. So on Thursday, I told you, look, we're almost certainly about to see some kind of correction. It might be a small one. I'm not saying necessarily that the 20 to 30% correction we've been talking about is going to come just yet, but we're probably going to see some kind of correction. We've now dove back below the previous bull market's all-time high, around $69,000, and we are taking some consolidative movement. The good news here is that we are building an inverse head and shoulders pattern, and I don't think that Bitcoin is going to... I don't think the bull market's over, guys. We may end up going ahead and doing our 20% correction. If we do, we drop down to $58,000. Guys, just for context, over here, we dropped when we hit all-time high the first time. We dropped 15% in like 3 hours. So can it happen? Yeah, it can happen. Oh, yeah, it can happen. That's what we saw happen over here. Back when we had the ETF approved, day after the ETF approved, the day the ETF launched, we started a 20% corrective movement. We've been calling for a 20% corrective movement at some point, and we got a lot of hate for that. They're like, "Jam, you don't know what you're talking about. You don't know what you're talking about." I don't know what I'm talking about. It's almost 10 years I've been doing this. I don't know what I'm talking about. Okay, no, sure. There's never going to be a correction. Let's go with your theory, and let's say there's literally never going to be a correction ever again. I'm sorry, but that's not the way it works. There's going to be a correction eventually, and I want you guys to be aware of it. And something I also want you to understand is out on the weekly chart, Bitcoin's got a spinning top that it just put into motion. You see this right here? That spinning top last week indicates that this actually could be our 20% drop. Bitcoin could drop down to $60,000. It is actually very much in the cards. So let's not discount it until we actually know what's going to happen here. We don't know what the future holds. We make predictions, but at the end of the day, I want you guys to remember we are not trying to tell the market what to do. We are trying to be opportunistic when the market tells us what it is going to do. All right? So, somebody said, you also said $10,000 buy the dip. Yes, if we drop $10,000, if we drop, pretty much any amount by the dip, we dropped $9,000 in total so far. If you're interested, you can definitely increase your dollar cost averaging maybe 25% into Bitcoin right now. That wouldn't be a bad idea in my opinion, because I don't know that you'll ever see, after this corrective movement is done, I don't know if you'll ever see these levels again. You might in the bear market, but I'm not so sure we're going to see that far. But at least a 20% correction either now or later is going to end up taking place. So what do we do with this? Again, I'm trying to teach you guys to be opportunistic, not tell the market what to do. Don't be prideful and say the market is going to do this, and when it does this, I'm going to do that. You know what Jesus calls that? He calls that pride. He says that, if you say, hey, I'm going to go into this town, I'm going to do such and such business, and we're going to make such and such profit, that is pride talking. You say, Lord willing, we're going to go into this town, and Lord willing, we're going to be able, if we are blessed, to be able to do this business, and hopefully we will make this much profit, but we don't know the future any more than you could turn a hair on your head black or white. You can't call that future, right? And this is before the days of hair dye, right? So let's not get smart about it. The point is, you don't have the ability just to snap your fingers and change your hair to black or white. In the same way, you can't tell the future what to do. There's always uncertainty. So let's not try and tell the market what to do. Let's instead do our best to analyze what the market is telling us that it's going to do and then be ready for whatever it decides to do. If the market goes through a 20% corrective movement, I highly encourage you to consider and do your own thinking for yourself. Because if I'm doing your thinking for you, then you are not sovereign over your finances. I am, and I don't want to be. I want you to be sovereign over your finances. That being said, if Bitcoin does drop 20%, I would heavily encourage you to consider, be careful with the wording there, I would heavily encourage you to consider, I'm not telling you to do it, I'm heavily encouraging you to consider buying more than you are currently dollar cost averaging. If you've got cash on the side, that'd be a great place to deploy some of it. Again, this is not about timing the market. This is about being opportunistic. Timing the market is saying, market, you're going to go down in a year, so then I'm going to buy. No. You don't know that for sure. So instead, say, I think it's going to go down here, but I'm not sure. But either way, when it does, I will have cash on the side to be ready to put money in the market. You know what people say? They say, oh, let's go take out $1 million line of credit and buy the market. How about instead you spent the last 10 years of the bull market in the stock market saving money so you don't have to go into debt to buy the bottom? Why not build a pile of cash so that you get rid of one more excuse? Say, oh, I had to go into debt so I can borrow money so that I can buy into the market. How about instead we start saving some of the money that we would be investing otherwise, put a giant pile of cash together? Man, I was watching a Dave Ramsey clip the other day, and he said, I wish that I had to put another $1 million in the market because it would have been up 6x. And I thought to myself, I'm like, man, why didn't you? You had the money, just dump it in. Oh, well, I don't want to catch a falling knife. The stock market's not going to go down forever, man. 2008 was crazy. I remember it vaguely. I remember my dad told me one time, he said, because he was in construction. We lived in Florida, and he was in construction. Worst time in the worst positioning you could possibly be in 08. But my dad told me, man, the economy just swiped my feet out from under me. Man, the economy's throwing me this way and that way. And I told him, I was 8 years old. I remember this. I told him, Dad, you just tell me where that economy building is. I'm going to go up there and give him a piece of my mind. So I understand. I know it's very hard, but my point is, let's have cash because cash is king. And so when a drop comes, deploy that cash, get a good entry, lower the average cost basis, and then when the rally does eventually come, because markets tend to go up, they have a drop. That's unavoidable, but they tend to go up if it's a good asset like Bitcoin or like the S&P 500. Then you have cash to buy the flipping dip. You know who's making the most money right now? Pew Pew Poom 2, let's represent. Are you in chat? My friend was buying Solana at $8 or $12. That is a man that saw the future. And I'm not talking about I'm not saying he was a profit, not $8. $8 was the exact bottom. He was buying at like 16, 17, 20. This is what he said in chat. This isn't something I heard in coaching. I haven't coached him. He's just talking about this stuff in chat. So this is stuff he's already made public. I wouldn't ever reveal somebody's personal financial details like that, but he's done it himself, so I think it's okay to mention. He bought down here, right? He is an individual that saw the future and said, you know what? I'm going to deploy cash now because I know it's going to be fruitful later. And now he's up 16, 17x on his Solana. That is a success story right there. Guy's very good at this stuff. He ought to make his own YouTube channel. If he's listening. I'm not sure if he's here today. I haven't seen him in chat. But that's what I'm talking about. When Bitcoin goes through a corrective movement, we don't get prideful and say, market, go here. This is what I'm telling you to do. The market's going to go there. Whenever you say the market is going to do X, without adding the caveat of saying, Lord willing, or saying, I think, or saying, this is my prediction, or saying with a 70% likelihood, or with some kind of caveat that you don't actually know the future, then what you're doing is you're lying to yourself and trying to convince yourself that you know that you can tell the market what to do. I don't know about you, but I don't have anywhere near as much power as it would take to move a $1.4 trillion market. So instead, let's adopt the mentality of being ready for whatever occurs so we can make the most of that opportunity. All right, soapbox is going back under my desk for a couple of minutes. Then we'll pull it back out probably here in the next couple of minutes. I want to check and see if Tom hit 100K. I bet he has. Go and smack that like button over on Tom Crown's channel. I want to see him hit 100K on this stream right now. Come on, guys. 99,900 subscribers. Come on, man. Get him to 100K. Somebody's got to do it. Do it on stream. Is he live right now? Oh, he's about to go live in an hour. Okay, Tom, go get your 100K, man. Come on. You earned it. Been doing this for like 7 years. You definitely earned it. Make sure to go subscribe to Tom. He's got some good TA, man. I just recommended him to somebody on a coaching call the other day, actually. They were asking, they were like, I love you, but like, who else can I listen to? I was like, oh, wow, gee, thanks. I feel very special. No, I'm kidding. But I mentioned Tom as that. My average Solana is about 80, holding it till 500. Nice. I ignored Solana at $8. Whew. Love the futures trading on Blowfin. Just got approved as a master trader for copy trading. Blowfin rocks. Thanks, Jeb. Boom. Buff Dan, one to beast one, is now a copy trader, somebody that you can follow for copy trading over on Blowfin. How cool is that? Man, Buff Dan, if you've got kind of a buff portfolio, then you're about to make some money with that spin the wheel kind of stuff. You know, get an Apple Vision Pro or something. We get like 10, 20, 30 spins on you. Make a video on the projects you like that were not here last bull market. That's a great idea. I'll run you down a list real quick. Caspa's one of them. Really liking Caspa. We did a video on that. You guys loved that video, by the way. Didn't get a ton of views, but we got like 200 subscribers from that one video. Got like 10,000 views and 200 subscribers. We don't see that ratio very often. It's normally like every 10,000 views, like 80 subscribers. We got like 200 subscribers. So the Caspa community is in love with us right now. Some of you guys are watching right now. Caspa is a project I'm really excited about. Was not here last bull market on a good discount. Render is another project that I'm really excited about. Bought some of that. It's actually listed on Coinbase, so it was pretty easy to purchase. It's doing really well. Decentralized GPU power. Decentralized GPU capacity. Very cool idea. It's gone through just an explosive rally in the last couple of weeks. Good project. It's got a fixed maximum supply, which is very nice. So yeah, Render's a good project. It was not here last bull market. Actually, I take that back. I think it was here last bull market, but it was very, very young. So a little bit differently. Let's see. Yeah. VeChain's a good project, obviously, but that was here in the last bull market. Fetch.ai. Pretty interested in that. Arbitrum is a good project as well. I think that it's going to make some gains. It's probably not going to beat the likes of like Solana or anything, but I think it'll do pretty well. Let's see. Yeah, so those would be a few of them. There's a lot of good projects down here in the top 100. Let's see. Bonk. People have been making a lot of money on Bonk. Yeah. So Starknet. People have been making a lot of money on Starknet. All right. Let's read some chat for a little bit, and then we will keep it moving here. Let's see if Tom's at 100K. He's so close, man. He's less than 100,000. Let's see. Now, Bitcoin is having a bit of a corrective movement right now. And this is kind of what I'm talking about, guys. This is the calm before the storm. Listen, Bitcoin during bull markets like this, it goes through like 80% of the time it's up, 20% of the time or so it's down. It's like the Pareto principle. 80-20 rule. In other words, that's probably how you've heard it. About 80% of the time it's rallying during bull markets. 20% of the time or so it's going through corrections. That's not a hard and fast number. It's just to give you an idea. But what I will say is that this drop is a great opportunity to continue your dollar cost averaging. Great time to continue your DCA. All right, let's read some chat. Was wondering what you thought about the future of blockchain rather than the specific coin. I'm planning on using it in practice with a business and thinking ISPOs could facilitate starting up businesses. So the future of blockchain technology, I believe, is very bright. Web3 has a huge application. And just quickly, just so that you have something to kind of carry with you, the application of blockchain technology at its core is fractionalized decentralized ownership, decentralized verifiable ownership. And what that means is that before Bitcoin was invented, there was no such thing as digital scarcity. Digital scarcity and verifiable and decentralized and secure digital scarcity is what we're talking about. It has to have all those components to it. By the way, let's smash the likes. Let's get to 300 likes. Bitcoin was the first example of decentralized digital scarcity. There was digital scarcity before, let's be clear. You have a Gmail login, right? Gmail predates Bitcoin. You had a Gmail login. There was only one Gmail address or email address of Microsoft or whatever. And so that was a scarce thing. Domains, there was scarcity. You could only have the domain. Only one person could own the domain and it had value. But it was not decentralized. It was not decentralized. Brilio Esparza said, "Hi, Jeb. Haven't received the link for personal coaching yet. Send an email to supportercryptojeb.com. My wife is on that right now. She will see it and probably respond to you right this very moment. And if not, I will go and check. If she doesn't see it, then I will go and check right after this. Supportercryptojeb.com. It should have done it automatically when you purchased it. There you go. But if for some reason it hasn't gone through, then we will get that fixed ASAP. Thank you for signing up for that. Looking forward to meeting with you. Let's see. Bitcoin was the first example of decentralized decentralized digital scarcity. If you have, let's say, like this coffee mug, it's one of a kind. There might be 100,000 that look like it. There might be other copies, but this mug, there's only one of them. If there's, and you're doing that with fission. That is guaranteed by the laws of physics in our natural universe. It is not guaranteed by jack squat in the digital world, unless you have a blockchain. And then you bring into the internet space a law of physics that is guaranteed by a creation in the real world, which is decentralized, verifiable digital scarcity. When you don't have it to be decentralized, then it's not truly a law of physics. It's simply mankind is saying it is so. But when you build it on a blockchain and you decentralize it, you create a form of decentralized digital scarcity that is now not guaranteed by one individual. It is instead essentially enshrined in the laws of physics of the internet. And that's what blockchain does, is it's a little bit like inventing gravity, but for the internet. It's a little bit like inventing the second law of thermodynamics. Matter can neither be created nor destroyed on the internet. At its core, it is one of the internet's laws of physics. And so that is a multi-trillion-dollar proposition. And so whenever somebody says that crypto and blockchain has no value, ask them, does gravity have value? Does physical scarcity bring value? In fact, if anything has value in the world, it is because it is scarce. Without scarcity, it's not valuable. If I have an infinite number of chairs, then any one of them is not valuable at all to me. It has zero value because I can just get another one. It's the same thing if you had Bitcoin and it didn't have a blockchain, then you would just be able to copy and paste the Bitcoin, but the blockchain guarantees the scarcity. And so as far as the future of blockchain in business is concerned, any area of business that requires there to be scarcity, at the end of the day, you are going to be guaranteed by that. Sorry, there's a limestone quarry by us, and they just detonated a metric freaking butt ton of dynamite, and it shakes the whole building. So that threw me off a little bit. But as far as that goes, that is why it's going to be very, very valuable. Now, Pew Pew Poom 2 said, Jeb's ignoring me. I'm not ignoring you. I was just working on getting to that. You ask a interesting question. How can you say ADA at this point is better than Solana? That's like saying buy Bitcoin Cash instead of Bitcoin because it's cheaper. I would disagree with the second assertion, but the first one is an opinion, so you're most welcome to have that. Bitcoin Cash is a complete and total ripoff of Bitcoin. Bitcoin Cash is complete nonsense. It is a hard fork, and they changed a couple of the details, and it's a little bit like Litecoin. It has nowhere near the differentiating capacity to be worth hardly anything. I'm surprised that anybody buys Bitcoin Cash. Cardano was a fundamentally different blockchain with fundamentally different tech, with fundamentally different thesis, with fundamentally different layer 2 protocols. It is a completely different project, and it's built on different philosophies. Right now, Solana is winning because Solana went with philosophies that were much easier to market in the short term, and that's not necessarily a bad thing. Wisdom is justified over children, and right now, Solana, by its price action, is obviously beating Cardano. That being said, I don't think that Cardano is going to get left behind either. Cardano is worth significantly less than Solana, and I think of the two of them, they're both probably about as far away from their maximum value as they're going to be. I think they're both pretty good projects to invest in, and I'm not going to put one down because the other one is doing better. Right now, Solana's stealing the spotlight, and so Cardano's on a dip, which just to me, since I believe in the project, looks like a discount. I'm not telling people not to invest in Solana. I think even if you're buying under $300 or $400, you're probably still getting a decent investment on Solana. If you're buying right now, up to $300 to $400, you're still taking a bigger risk because you are past all-time high, so you could be looking at a loss if something were to happen. But Cardano is still about 5x away from all-time high. I do believe it's going to at least go to all-time high, based on all of the analysis that I've done. Let's see. Let's see. These lessons of value are so important to understand. Even Peter Schiff struggles with the concept. The recent debate between Raoul Pal and Peter Schiff was very interesting. Once you realize that everything of value is a Ponzi, then you are free to understand that the inherent value of digital assets. Yes, it's digital scarcity. They had the digital it has digital scarcity. I can't go back to that enough. The reason that blockchain is valuable is because it brings scarcity to the blockchain, which is like inventing a law of physics and then being able to invest in it. Just imagine if gravity was invented at some point, which it was, but let's say it was invented and we were around for it somehow. Like that is completely asinine. That would never happen. That just doesn't make any physical, logical sense. But it doesn't make any sense for things not to be verifiably scarce online either, does it? My children are going to grow up in a world where the idea of having just infinite duplicates of something and them all having no value is weird. They're going to grow up in a world where they think, but digital scarcity is a law of physics on the internet. And then I'm going to say, yeah, but when I was on the internet, and I got on the internet like 2006, 07, 08, that really wasn't a thing. And they're going to think, huh? It's not even going to compute. Like, think about what the universe would be like if gravity wasn't a thing, or scarcity wasn't a thing, and I was able to just go, whoosh, I got a second one of them, and it's duplicate. Right? Oh, I want a second Earth. Boom, snap my fingers, it's done. I'm not God, you're not God, we can't do that. God chooses not to, because he's trying to keep things, not freaky for us. Imagine if the law of gravity was invented and it was slowly growing, and you could invest in it. Why would you not buy that? So when people say that crypto has no underlying intrinsic value, and listen, some people that I have a lot of respect for, I'm thinking of you, Dave Ramsey. Can I get a hashtag pray for Dave in chat? I'm thinking of you, Ramsey. You're just wrong. To quote Dave Ramsey when he's going after his callers, there's a word for what you are, and that word is wrong. I love Ramsey. Listen, big fan of the baby steps and all that. I'm all for getting out of debt. We're both Christians. We believe the same thing. You're just wrong on Bitcoin, my friend. And so he's gotten to the point where he's not hating on it as much. He's just like, I don't personally want to invest in it. He doesn't hate on it as much anymore because it just looks silly at this point. But the fact of the matter is, and I get it, Dave Ramsey's probably about, he's almost 60. So he doesn't understand it like we do when we're a little younger. But it's a little bit like investing in the laws of physics when you buy Bitcoin or blockchain technology. That doesn't mean that every single cryptocurrency is going to do well. Most of them are going to fail. The vast majority of them are going to fail. But not all of them are. Okay? A lot of them are going to do very well, especially Bitcoin. So, ultimately, let's run it back. How do you become successful in this market? You buy stuff in crypto, a wide swath of it, starting with things that are the most secure. And then you wait. Then you wait. There you go. Ramsey does not need to be right about Bitcoin. He is already rich and old. It's true. He doesn't need to go and make money in crypto. He's already worth, their company brings in $350 million a year. He's got $800 million worth of real estate. The dude obviously did something right in money. That doesn't mean he's right on Bitcoin. And I love Dave Ramsey. Like I said, I look up to him. But he's dead wrong on Bitcoin. And, but like you said, he doesn't need it. He doesn't need to do it. Verhoofdflufen said, Dave has already made his money and has no motivation. I wouldn't agree that he has no motivation. That man is very heavily motivated by being generous, which is the end goal of money. Let me be very clear. I want all of you guys to become very wealthy, but I want you to become very wealthy for two reasons. Number one, so that you can personally have peace. Number two, so that you can be generous to others. That is the purpose of generating wealth. If you want to build a lot of wealth so you can go buy a fancy yacht, you go for it. It's okay to enjoy money, but I will tell you right now, there is a happiness that comes from material gains, but there is a joy that is so much better that comes from being generous with others. And there is a peace that comes from not having to stress out every night when you go to sleep about whether or not something cataclysmic is going to happen to your finances that is going to bring you so much stress that it'll rip apart your family. That, the peace and the ability to be generous, and yes, third, the ability to enjoy it, are the reasons that I want you to become wealthy. But I want you to have peace first, I want you to be generous second, and then I want you to have fun with it, but in that order. And believe me, some of you are gonna think, oh, Jeff, that's stupid. I don't want to be generous. What's the point of that? Well, I bet you're fun at parties. I bet a lot of people are gonna want to help you when something happens and you're sitting on the side of the road needing a hand. right? You know, people that are so greedy and don't want to be generous, you think about rich people and you think that's how they got there. Most people that got rich, you know how they got rich? Because they made a lot of other people rich. Because they had a board of directors, and every single one of those board of directors made a cut of the profits, and now they are millionaires. There are so many people that have built billion-dollar empires, and the way they did it was by making a bunch of other people millionaires, and some of them billionaires too. Because you don't have a choice but to be generous if you want to be wealthy. You don't have a choice. You want to build a big company, you know who you need? You need salespeople. You know how you pay salespeople? On commission. You give them a cut, and they get very wealthy. It's not a bad thing to be generous. So, to be very clear, if you are a person that turns your nose up at generosity, I just want to be very clear. You need to repent, and you need to change your mind on that philosophy. You've got to decide today, I am going to be wise about it. I'm not necessarily going to give everything I have right now when I got small kids, right? I get that. But it's okay to be generous. Give as much as give freely. Don't give begrudgingly. I'd rather you not give at all. Give freely and find the joy in it. There's so much joy when you're generous to somebody. Go find a single mom and pay her phone bill for a year. Go, Life for the Innocent. That's a ministry we've worked with before and we want to start working with again soon. They go and buy children out of sex slavery in India and set them free and put them in Christian homes where they could hear the gospel. Like that. That's the kind of stuff we can do. If I can free a guy up that knows how to go and buy a sex slave and set them free, I'm going to make some money and I'm going to give him money so he don't have to worry about fundraising so he can go and do that. That's what I want to do with money. Right? That brings you joy. That's where you find the good life. And it's okay to also at the same time be driving a fancy car. I'm not going to hate on anybody enjoying material possessions. It is okay to enjoy this life, but just know that you're going to find the greater joy from generosity and from helping others. It's how you are wired. Period. It's how you are wired. Spread your wealth and it'll come back. I'm thinking of the Jesus scene where he flips the tables and the money changers. Yeah, they were being greedy and they were swindling people. No good. Good advice. It is better to give than receive. And it's not a bad thing to receive. All right? I do not want you walking around with this guilt because you went and spent $8 on a coffee if you are financially sovereign. If you're living the financial sovereign way, if you are living the financially sovereign life and you want to go enjoy some of your money, then go do it. But for the love of God, have a budget for generosity because you are going to feel empty if you don't. You are going to feel empty if you are not willing to help others. You are going to go called to the way that you were designed to, the way that you were created to. It's a good thing to be generous. And it'll come back to you immediately through the joy you get, which is worth more than the money you're giving. And it'll come back to you in the long run as well, because the Bible says that when you lend unto the poor, you lend unto the Lord, so long as you're following Christ and you're doing it with the right heart. Those are the two caveats. Getting someone that person clearly doesn't want help, so I'm not going to waste my resources on being generous with them because they're going to squander it, and they do not want to change what's in between their ears. They do not want to get it through their thick skull that they've got to change the way they think about money to go and make money. Sometimes you've got to let somebody's circumstance be the discipline that forces them to change. But generally speaking, it is such a wonderful thing to be generous. Michael Hall just donated $2 and reference. By the way, shout out to you, Michael Hall. He said, let's see, in Matthew 25, 35 through 40, it says, "For I was an hungered, and you gave me meat. I was in prison, and you came unto me. Then shall the righteous answer him, saying, Lord, when saw we thee an hungered, and fed thee, or thirsty, and gave you a drink? When saw we you a stranger, and took you in, or naked, and clothed you? Or when saw we you sick, or in prison, and came unto you? And the king shall answer and say unto you, Verily I say unto you, inasmuch as you have done it unto the least of these, my brethren, you have also done it to me." That's where the idea of when you lend unto the poor, you lend unto the Lord comes in. My friends, you have to surrender your life to Christ for that to mean anything, because you don't get into heaven because you're good. You get into heaven because you have faith. You get into heaven because someone died on the cross for you. But you also will live a much happier life if you live a good life. All right. Good talk. Guys, Bitcoin is probably going to continue a corrective movement and a drop over the course of the rest of this week. There are great buying opportunities in a lot of coins right now. Solana is not necessarily one of them. It's still a good project. I think you're still going to get a good, large return on. I think it'll 3 to 4x from here. But we are over all-time high, which means the risk just went up. You know, people that are investing in cryptocurrency and people that are using debt use the same risk meter. You know what their risk meter is? A lot of times they don't have a risk meter. They don't factor in the risk. The fact of the matter is Solana is much farther above its bottom than a lot of other coins are, which means it is a riskier investment, and you have to factor that in. Okay, it's called the beta. When you're calculating alpha, you have to also calculate the beta, which is the risk. And so Solana is a much more risky pick right now because it's already gone through such a large rally. But I still think it's a good pick. But I'm getting to the territory where I'm not going to recommend purchasing it anymore. After it gets over 300, I think I wouldn't feel good about recommending to purchase it. So if you want to get into a Solana position, you're really running out of time. Similarly with Bitcoin. So make sure, and I'm talking about if you're holding it for this market, for this bull market cycle. So if you're going to make a position, go ahead and do it. Go ahead and do it. Let's see. I'm going to read chat here for just a minute, and then we're going to wrap it out. Got a lot of stuff that we're working on, guys. Take ROI, play with house money, make you brave. Yeah, there you go. Saved by grace through faith alone, baby. Amen. We have the Bank of Japan to set interest rates tonight, and Fed decision on Wednesday. We'll see if it's bullish or not. Yep, we'll be paying attention to that, guys. Interest rates are definitely going to have a big impact on everything. Guys, I do also want to let you know that you ought to go and sign up for one of our sponsors, NordVPN. They're right here. And the reason you ought to sign up for NordVPN is very simple, because when you are working in the cryptocurrency space, there's a lot of people trying to steal your money. You've been making money the last few months, and you've been thinking to yourself, man, I've heard of NordVPN, but why should I buy it? I'll be very clear. The reason you want to buy it is because you got a $35,000 portfolio. Man, you got $100,000 of Doge. You got a $2,700 Bitcoin position, whatever it is. You don't want a hacker to break in and steal that. Now, to be very clear, NordVPN isn't going to necessarily stop you from getting hacked, but what it will do is it'll stop the information from getting out there into the world that hackers will then use to break in and steal. NordVPN, I guess you could say it like this. NordVPN makes sure that you don't leave your key sitting on the sidewalk so somebody can come break into your house. I mean, they can still throw it. If you hand them the key and you give them your password because you're being irresponsible, yeah, they still break in. NordVPN is going to stop you from accidentally putting that out there. It's going to protect you from hackers and thieves getting information that they can then use to steal your money and break into your bank accounts, to break into your exchange accounts, to break into your wallets. So make sure you sign up for NordVPN. Get a 2-year plan for a very low rate. I think it's under $200. You get a discount also using our link. Go to nordvpn.com/Jeb. Sign up today. Protect yourself for the duration of the bull market. And invest in security, guys. It's very important. It's one of the reasons we buy into cryptocurrency is because it has security. So invest in your own security, my friends. I'm sorry, I've never traded, so sorry if I'm missing something. It's totally okay. Is 22x high? If you're talking about leverage, yes, that's very high. Start on 2x leverage if you're going to do leverage trading. Before you do leverage trading, let me just run you through a few of the things you should do. Pay off all your non-mortgage debt. Make sure you have a budget that you agree with on your spouse every single month. Make sure you have a wealth generation budget where you know how much money you're going to dollar cost average into the market. And by the way, be doing that. Make sure you're dollar cost averaging into first Bitcoin, then Ethereum. After that, at least 5 other altcoins so that you have some diversification. Make sure that you have a cash account so that you have money that you can deploy in the event of a major market crash and you can lower your average cost basis. Then do at least 100 trades to learn how to trade on spot. And after you've done all of that, then you can try and use 2x leverage. Everything I just said will probably take you between 2 and 12 months to do. At least. Do not leverage trading. Do not start leverage trading until you are an expert in crypto. If you leverage trade and you have not done all those steps, I think you are making a mistake. A grave mistake. Because I want you guys to be preparing yourself for the 1,000-year flood. If you ever bought a house, you know about a flood map and the 10-year, the 25-year, the 50-year, the 100-year, the 250-year, the 500-year, the 1,000-year flood. I want you to prepare yourself for the 1,000-year flood. I don't want you to get wrecked and bankrupted every 10 years. And the way you do that is by mitigating risk, because there's still a lot of money you can make in crypto and everywhere in the market, to be honest with you, without getting absolutely wrecked. There are 581 people watching right now. There's probably 5 of you that have the experience to be leverage trading. So please, if you don't know, if you have to ask the question whether or not you're ready for leverage, I'll tell you the answer. The answer is no. The fact that you had to ask the question, you didn't have the confidence in yourself, the answer is no. Do not leverage trade. Don't do it. Go and get a second job, make some more money, invest more, and grow your investment strategy and your investment portfolio first. The fact that copy trades on Blowfin or leverage at all put me off. Yeah, I mean, that's something to consider. You do have to be careful with that. The good news is that when you're copy trading on Blowfin, the people that are doing the copy trading generally do have that expertise, and you can watch their track record and see how well they've done. So please be very, very, very careful on leverage trading. It is a form of debt, by the way. So just please, 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 please be very careful with it. All right, guys, I hope all of you enjoyed today's stream. If you did, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel. We're going to wrap it out. But before I go, I do just first want to thank each and every single last one of you for watching, as always. And I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.
Oh, I got a real good feeling. Got a real good feeling.